What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Proxlyptic, and today we are going to be discussing a very interesting new thing I saw a little bit late to the party, of course. I tend to check and do my videos later in the night, but this came out today. The new Rescue Ace monsters going to be in the Darkwing set that's coming out. In the OCG, I don't know how far it's going to be for us, but there's a lot of interesting stuff coming out of these sets. So these Rescue Aces are Fire Warriors. Already interesting. We don't see a lot of fire support too much, I don't think. Salamangrates and Infernobles are the main ones I always think of. I have not seen what these do yet, though. During your main phase, make the one effect monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, your choice if tied, unable to activate its effects. Okay. And when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, tribute this, special summon a different one from the deck. Okay. And you can use both once per turn. So like you can use this one immediately, and then if they try to change something, you can actually get rid of this to potentially let your effect go through. Very interesting. Next one is Rescue Ace Hoister. Once again, same thing. If this card is normal or special summon, search. Always good. When your opponent activates a monster effect, tribute this card, special summon a different one from hand. Whereas the last one, special summons from the deck. Yeah, okay. So the first effect on this one is obviously what's more important. You probably won't use this one as much, whereas on this one, special summoning from the deck is way more valuable. Rescue Ace Hydrant. I do love the artwork for these, by the way. That's pretty cool. You can use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. So what's the first one? Your opponent cannot target this card for attacks or with card effects while you control a Rescue Ace other than this one. So that's okay, that makes sense. You can activate one quick play spell or trap the turn it is set by your Rescue Ace's card effects. So that tells me that we're going to see some interesting spells and traps, hopefully. During your main phase, you can add one Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand. So another search. That's kind of crazy. 2 searches. We got a level 6 here. So this one was level 1, by the way. This one was level 4 and level 3. The only thing I forgot to check as well is if any were tuners, because we don't know if they're going to have any extra deck things behind them. Okay, first and second, once per turn. If a Rescue Ace other than Rescue Ace Fire Attacker is normal or special summoned, you can special summon this card from your hand. Free level 6, very good. If a card is added to your opponent's hand, except by drawing, you can draw 2 cards, then send one from your hand to the graveyard. That's pretty strong. If they search, you get to draw 2. That's kind of crazy. That's actually really crazy. Wow. Fire Engine. If a Rescue Ace other than this one is normal special summon it from the hand, and it's a level 7. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can special summon a level 4 lower from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Wow, lots of recursion and just getting resources really fast when your opponent does things. Some people won't like this probably, because a lot of people think reactive decks sometimes aren't as good. But depending on what spells and traps we see come out of this could be a very interesting control deck that can then immediately just power into you, basically. Turbulence. You can banish 2 Rescue Ace from the graveyard to special summon this. It's also level 9. I don't know how many level 9 Xyz there are. I don't really play very many level 9 things. With VFD gone, obviously this wouldn't be as good. But if VFD ever comes back, this could actually summon that fairly easily, I do believe. During your main phase, you can set up to 4 quick play spell and or normal traps directly from your deck. And with the other one, you can activate one of those ones you set right away. That's really crazy. If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. Honestly, the third may not be the greatest, just because like I feel like the times that'll come up is very minuscule. Because, like, if they lightning storm your back row, for example, you're not going to pop anything because they lightning stormed with an empty field. They have to. I mean, they can have face downs, but generally they don't. They normally have nothing on their field and they lightning storm you. And then if they're Raigekiing you, you lose him as well. So the third part probably won't come up as much as you would think it would. But the second effect is just insane. Setting up to 4 quick play spells and or normal traps. Wow. They have a field spell. All rescue monsters gain 500 attack and defense while your opponent controls a monster. During your main phase, you can normal summon another one in addition to your one you have. Once per turn, you can target 4 of your rescue ace cards that are banished or in your graveyard, shuffle them, and draw a card. So that really synergizes with the boss monster, obviously. You banish a bunch of your cards, but then you get to renew them. And with so much stuff special summoning from the deck, that's a pretty powerful loop. Makes a lot of sense. I love that the card is just called Rescue. I activate Rescue. Target 1 Rescue Ace monster in your graveyard, or if you control Rescue Ace Hydrant, target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard instead, special summon to your field. So it's an in-archetype monster reborn that if you control Hydrant, becomes a true monster reborn. Like, you can summon one of theirs instead. Which, depending on what the meta is at the time, you can build your extra deck around what you might summon from their graveyard. So that's really cool. Alert. Love it. Oh, also, these are all seemingly treated as Rescue Ace cards, so you can search or set them. This one, add from the graveyard to the hand, or if you control Hydrant, you can add from the deck to instead. Monsters, of course. Okay, so you've got monster searches and a spell search. Very crazy. Contain. I love the one name thing they've got going on. Once again, always treated as Rescue Ace. If you control a Rescue Ace, target 1 effect monster. It cannot attack. Its effects are negated. If you control Hydrant, it cannot be used as material for any of those summons. Okay. So it's an in-archetype imperm that potentially means they have a dead card on field. That's not bad, but at the same time, I wonder if this is worth playing over imperm overall. Because, like, I think it's not too often that if you stop it from being a link summon, they don't get to continue playing, but I could be wrong on that. Extinguish. If you control a Rescue Ace monster, target 1 effect monster your opponent controls to destroy it. If you control Hydrant, so Hydrant's a very key part of this. This turn, your opponent cannot activate the effects of the destroyed monster, as well as monsters with the same original name. That's really good. That's like a destruction version of Called By. That's quite crazy. Because if they, like, let's say Sword Soul, right? They summon their Moe, they're trying to get their token, you get rid of it. And now they can't use Moe effect at all this turn. It's like it's basically a negate and destroy. It's just reversed. You destroy and then negate. Very interesting. The only one that was slightly underwhelming to me is the Contain, because it's kind of just an imperm. The rest are all really crazy cards. They did have something else listed here. I think this is just carrying over from the last article they did, a new Gizmek card. But a reprint, sorry. But yeah, this has potential. Obviously, with the small amount of cards, it either is going to be a heavy trap-based control deck that once you see your engine parts, just immediately spews out its key spells and traps. Or it'll be an engine built into another deck. But as an engine built into another deck, I mean, if you don't lock yourself into types at all, I don't see why you wouldn't want to play this. Virtual World can make some interesting use out of this, I think. There's a lot of different synchro combinations you could do combining these. I mean, you get level 3 tuners. This, summon to the field, and one of your level 3 tuners is an immediate Baron de Fleur. And on top of that, this is an easy summon off of the other ones. So it's just comboing. And if you have this guy in hand, this immediately lets you play Pass Nibiru just by banishing. And then it has really cool Virtual World synergy because Virtual World does have the ability to start renewing banished stuff as well. So I could see that being a very big play people make with this. But I'm sure there's plenty of other decks that don't come to mind immediately. Maybe Infernobles can make something of this as well, because Fire Warriors. I mean, that's a Fire Warrior. Some are machines as well. And there's some crazy machine combos you can do as well. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting. I could see this making a huge splash if people start seeing what exactly they can put it in. This really feels similar to Ethereum and how, like, you can build it solely on its own, but also at the same time, it just has so many cards that allow it to be placed in other decks. But yeah, I will actually be really excited for when this comes out. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. Is this super powerful? Is it underwhelming? Will it perform well? Will it totally flop? I would love to hear what you guys have to say about it. But guys, that is all for now. My name is Proxyleptic, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.